Welcome back to Inma Biafra Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. I am your servant, Evangelist Inma Kalu. I greet you. Good evening from my base. And today, remaining Tuesday, the 15th of this March 2022. And the time from my base is 18 minutes after 8 p.m. So I want to segment from the same video of Simon Ekpa, which he streamed yesterday, and playing it from each 1 hour 10 minutes. I want to segment the report he has given regarding how Eastern Security Network is fed. According to Simon Ekpa, some people call their relatives or their friends or their associates in diaspora demanding that they should send them some money for feeding and for other upkeep. And Simon Ekpa is not happy with it. He is trying to tell Biafrans that it is not actually that those people who demand that money lack food and other provisional upkeep, but it is that they use it as a means to demand some arms, that is help, financial help from those they know in diaspora. That is what is happening according to Simon Ekpa, of which he is not in support, because that make it to look as if that Simon Ekpa and the co, those managing the autopilot fund, do not actually feed the ESN well as they proclaim and as people have come to believe. So this is the essence of this particular segment of the video, which I will be playing from is 1 hour 10 minutes. So Simon Ekpa claims that each of the ESN camp is fed every 2 weeks. But logically, each of the ESN camp being fed, that is being provided for every 2 weeks, it may be sufficient depending on the quantity of provision given to them, the quantity of food and other items provided for each of the ESN camp every 2 weeks. Also depending on how many people they provide for in each of the camp. So there is the possibility, the probability, or the possibility that they can be providing sufficient food and other needful items to each of the camp every 2 weeks. There is also possibility that the provision is insufficient, that makes some of them not to feed very well, that which had compelled them to begin to demand extra assistance from, most especially from those they know in diaspora. It can also be that Simon Ekpa is telling us the truth, that they are being fed every 2 weeks, and that those demanding that money, they just demand it just because they want to demand the money. And it becomes a means of trying to discredit the effort of those responsible to caring for the ESN, as we are made to believe by Simon Ekpa. You know, I am not an eyewitness, and I am not among those supplying the food. I am not even a member of the organizers of the autopilot program. But according to Simon Ekpa, he says that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the programmer of autopilot, of which I am not sure. That is what Simon Ekpa said, and I cannot properly defend it. But the end will justify the means, or the end will absolutely refute the claim and refute the means and condemn the means. However, it is about keeping the record, for record keeping, and for further investigation, further policing, and setting the record straight, verifying the fact and the figure. That is what we are doing collectively, and most especially from this very wonderful channel, the excellent channel, Evangelist Inima and Inima Biafra Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. So let us listen to Simon Ekpa saying all that I have told you.
And Facebook, they can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move. Right, just listening to that. Now, one thing I have to make very clear this evening for those who think that they can betray the struggle, and especially the Eastern Security Network, we have received several intelligent reports of those who go to, maybe you have brothers abroad, or you have sisters abroad in diaspora, and all you do is to start calling them because you are one of these pickpocket people. You start giving them calls that you are a member of ESN and you are not receiving anything from anybody. Your camp is not, nobody is giving you money and all that. I want to make this particular call today. The Eastern Security Network, each camp is being fed every two weeks. Every 2 weeks, every Eastern Security Network camp, those protecting our land, receive feedings and everything they need at that particular point. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, if you are a ESN member, if you belong to Eastern Security Network and you are in any camp, and your camp is not receiving something every 2 weeks, you raise alarm. You know what to do. Okay? It's not raising alarm publicly. You know what to do. If your camp is not receiving every second week, every 2 weeks, feedings, you know what to do. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds is the code. Because in as much as a lot has gone wrong in the past and we are struggling, and now we are back like never before, stronger like never before, the men, those who volunteer to protect our land, have done a very tremendous job. At the same time, there are people parading themselves, making calls from here and there. When they have access to somebody abroad, they will call the person, we are ESN, we don't have feeding, we don't have money, and this. So if your camp is not receiving anything within every second week, every 2 weeks, if anybody tells you that your camp receives something once in a month, that's a lie. Because every 2 weeks, you have to receive something. Every 2 weeks. And it is going to get better. Because now, everybody knows, some of you, the battle we fought in the last 8 months. You know how they have tried to make sure they destroy Eastern Security Network. You know the fight and the war we fought. And of course, you do not expect the confusion and those killing you, those who have killed some of your colleagues, you know, using their whatever command and that killed some of your colleagues who disagree with them in the beginning, before now that everybody have come to realize that a lot have gone wrong. You know that it is not easy. But let me tell you today, all the Eastern Security Network, anywhere you are in Biafra land, it is going to get better. It is going to be better. And believe me, every single week that passes by, your situation will be better. It is a fight we are going to fight at the end, and everybody will be honored, and we are going to rejoice and get Biafra. Let me tell you, as I am talking to you now, if I did not see Biafra, I will not be doing this. I see Biafra coming. One thing I have to promise you is that we can never, ever allow Nigeria to be. Nigeria can never, ever be a country again. Because the atrocities, the diversity, dangerous diversity, cultural differences, the conquest of Nigeria by the Fulani Caliphate, all these things are on record. And the history of Nigeria is very bad. Nigeria did not start well. Even from the day of independence, they were already struggling about constitution. This one say, Bofemi Awolowo will say, we should not mind those who come here to tell us